Hi everyone. Today or tonight we are going to be interviewing KG oops KGVS Universe. Let me get them in here. Oops. He should be. Oh, he's here. There he is. Hi.
Hello. What's up?
How are
I'm doing
you?
pretty good. Hey, is it cool if I go grab some water real
Yeah,
quick?
go ahead.
I got it.
So while we're waiting for him to come back, don't forget that RSTA Radio is launching on this Friday, May 16th. And you'll hear a lot of local artists from Pittsburgh. And I'm working on getting more artists that aren't in Pittsburgh. And we'll have some, hopefully, uh, comedies and stuff like that on there. So I'm very excited. It will launch in the morning. And of course, I'll get on here and let you guys know that it's up and running. There he is.
How you doing? I'm gonna
Good.
send a. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. I'm gonna send an invite to a bunch of people real quick.
Okay. Got something here.
So how's everything with you?
Good, good. Good, good. It's been a long day. I can't believe it's only Tuesday.
I know, right? It couldn't get by any slower for real.
Yeah, I know. All right. So I always ask everybody your name. How did you come up with it?
That's such a wild question because the origin of my name. So I used to live in Florida and I used to live in like a very rural area
Hmm.
and it was due to like me being friends with one of the kids in the neighborhood, and I was cool with a lot of the people that was in his apartment complex. And one day they were like, "Hey, can you do me a favor and walk with this bag to this apartment complex and come back?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And they're like,
Oh, are you still there? Um, okay. So I'm going to try and re-invite him. I think he just froze, maybe.
"Yeah,
Oh,
my bad. It
okay.
lagged out for I don't know what happened." But so basically, I would walk back and forth with the bag, and they would call me KG for the longest time, and it was just that. And then I remember I moved away when I was like 13 and then I came back and I'm like, what does it mean? And little did I know the whole time I'm moving drugs for these people.
Oh,
And they used to call me KG. It was like a little like nickname for me. And then I used to run with that for the longest time. And then one night I was like trying to make a me versus me type of song.
hmm.
And I remember naming it KG versus me, and then I went KG versus the world, and I'm like, nah, that's just lame. And then I went KG versus universe, and it was the song name, and I was just staring at it for like the whole week, and I was like, that just looks like something. So
Okay.
then I was like, you know what? Let me change my name real quick and see how it looks when I'm like dropping music. And everybody was fucking with it, and it just looked nice. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I just stuck with it for the most part,
Okay.
and that's the start from that.
That is a wild story.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been doing music, writing music?
So really, it like started since I was a little kid. My grandma, she used to make music and stuff like that. I was always around the piano. I was always around the guitar, and for the most part, I picked up on it. I remember one day she caught me singing one of her songs because I was on the computer just listening to it, like you know what I'm saying, just singing along. And then she goes like this on the back of my shoulder. I'm like, huh? And then she caught me singing it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But it started like that, and then I was in third grade when I wrote my first song ever, and I I remember showing it to my uncle. My uncle's like, "Hey, Rebecca, calling my mom. She's like, "What?" He's like, "Look at this real quick." So she looked at it and seen what I was talking about. And mind you, I was from a rural area, and the music I listened to, like Ti and stuff like that. I'm talking about fucking doing the craziest stuff in the songs, and she's like, "No more music for you. You're not allowed to listen to music ever again." So for a good month, I wasn't able to listen to music, and then eventually she let me ease back into it, and then I was just writing songs for the longest time and I didn't take it serious until this year though,
Oh,
for the
till this
most
year.
part.
Okay. And what made you change into more seriousness?
So I'm from Florida, and I just moved up here last year in February, and a couple of my friends, they were like, "Yo, they're from Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania, but they moved to Pittsburgh. They're like, come up here, get a house with us. We can all follow our dreams." So I was a little iffy on it, and then one day he called me again, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna just go. So I
Huh?
came up here. They ended up leaving, and now I'm the only one up here. But the first year I was up here, I was just really trying to set my feet first, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And then eventually, this year in February, I was like, you know what? I came up here to do one thing, I'm gonna do it. So I dropped the song, and then I ended up going to this open mic to
Hmm.
perform this song for the first time ever in Pittsburgh, and everybody loved it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this dead serious and see how it goes. And I'm gonna be honest, it's going amazing. It couldn't be any better right now.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're getting a lot of opportunities.
Mhm.
Um, I remember speaking to you, what was it, like a few months ago, and you said you won an award. Tell us about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went to this event called Pittsburgh's Got
Hmm.
Talent, and there was a lot of great artists there. Honestly, I was a little nervous because like my whole idea, I'm listening to these people. They got bars, but the only thing was is they all kind of had a similar sound.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking I'm like they're better than me, but I got something a little different. So hopefully they'll fuck with it. And then it got to me. I was a little nervous because I'm new to the area. Nobody knew me in that room besides like the few people I came with, and it just clicked. Everything was smooth. As soon as the beat started playing, I did my thing, and it was weird. He just kept shouting out my name. Like
Oh.
he was like, "KGVSUNIVERSE in the building," and I'm like, "You don't even know me like that." Before I continue though, shout out to Trigger Woods for setting the whole event up. By the way,
Okay.
he does so much for the city, but I'll get into that later. So I performed my song, and sure enough, I got the money, and it was a definite boost of confidence. But for the most part, like it showed me that this is a possible thing. Because
Okay.
there was like 20 other artists that night that
Oh,
performed.
well, congratulations again.
Thank you, I appreciate
That's
that.
pretty awesome. So, you said you were nervous. How do you? Everyone has like a different thing. Like, how do you work through your stage fright?
That's a good question too. So when I was younger, I used to do MMA, and I would have to spar in front of a lot of people, and I just remember it being so nerve wracking up until the point, and I would just like be jumping around, kind of faking that I was confident,
Hmm.
and then it's like as soon as I step in the ring, boom, everything like all my anxiety like it goes through my body, and I feel like a weird cold
Oh,
sensation, and then after that, I'm like no emotion.
oh, all
It,
right.
it's almost like a switch. It's crazy.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, everybody has something different. Oh, I want to say to all the viewers, if you have any questions while we're doing this interview, feel free to type them in, and I'll read them out loud to them. So your style. Okay, so I said this to Slim Hunchy yesterday on his interview.
Shout out to him, by the way. It's my brother right there.
Um, I asked, so there are like set genres,
Mhm.
in the music industry, but if you could make up a genre for your music, your style of music, what would it be?
Definitely, it's a mix between R&B and soul and trap music. So I called it soul trap, and I came up with that idea 2018. I was sitting in my uncle's house recording with my cousins, and they were a little further back as far as progress than me when it came to making music. So I would have them sit in the room with
Mm.
me and watch me record. and I pump out probably like 3 or 4 songs a day when I walk in there and walk out. And I just remember he was like, it kind of sounds like R&B, but trap. And I'm like, yeah, like trap soul. And then I was like, but I don't know how I feel about that. So then I just flipped it immediately and was like soul trap. And it stuck ever since.
Nice. Yeah, I find the more artists I speak to, yes, Slim Hunchy is dope. um,
Great artist.
I find the more people, more artists I speak with, the more that, yeah, you guys are not fitting in a specific category. You have your own style.
I feel like music's evolving. It's definitely becoming something different with a lot of different genres included.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So every time, like I have a team of artists, when I work with them, especially when they're new, I ask them that question: how would you describe your music? Like, what kind of genre?
Yeah.
So I can put that out there, you know. Um, so, what was the first song you heard that made you say, "I'm doing this"?
Like my song or like an artist song, like a random artist.
Um, like you were listening to the radio one day or something, and it was that song that made something click. That's what you were gonna do.
24 is by Ti.
Okay,
Yeah, I was a little kid when I heard that. I was like, I want to do this
okay,
immediately.
all right. That was fast. So now I have another question. How do you stay motivated?
Sometimes you really can't. And during the moments I am motivated, I try to push out as much quality as possible. And even when I'm not motivated, I at least record 1 bar to a song, or I'll listen to a few beats, or I'll
Hmm.
write something. No matter how I'm feeling, I try to push something out. Because sometimes when you're feeling the least amount of motivated is when you do your best work, in my opinion.
All right. And do you have a studio in your home? Do you go to a studio? Do you like how do you work that?
So the first time I ever recorded like actually on a mic was in my own room when I was 16. And I bought this mic from somebody that used to beatbox, but he gave up beatboxing. And he was like, "You want to buy the mic? $80." And I'm like, "Yeah, let me get it." So I got it, and I remember recording on Audacity, and the quality was so terrible, and I didn't know what I was doing at all. But after a good year or two, I finally started doing quality, and I've been making my own studio where everything everything that you hear most of the time is all me, except for like some beats I get from other people.
Hmm.
But for the most part, if you don't hear a tag on it, it's me.
All right. Now, have you collabed with anybody here in Pittsburgh?
Not yet. I really want to, though. I really
Okay.
want to.
Well, talk to me after,
Almost
and we'll see what.
a few people that I do want to collab with. Definitely Slim Hunter. We haven't got the chance to like make a song yet,
Okay.
but him, this one artist called Pretty Panda. She got like the craziest voice,
Okay. Okay.
like breathtaking. Let's see who else. Her man Vsop Mir, crazy. Like his voice with the auto tune, smooth.
Okay.
And if I could choose 2 more from here,
Hmm.
it would definitely be Peso the Sauce Kid. I don't know if you've heard about him,
I have.
but he's got the energy for sure. And I feel like if I got in the studio with him, me and him could definitely make something crazy. And then definitely 412 Legend for sure. Me and him don't really talk too much, but we talk enough to the point where we're still connected. And the
Okay.
day that it's the best time, we'll definitely come up with something for sure. There's
Nice.
so many other people, but that's just all I can think of at the very second.
Okay. um. So, what or where was your? Well, okay. So, where was your first performance ever?
In Florida,
Florida.
I was 17, and it was at this random club called the Buddha.
Hmm.
It was I paid $25 to get in there to perform, and then that was like, hey, okay, they was fucking with me, but for the most part, I mean, the way Florida's set up, it's a lot of people that really, if they see that, oh, he's got potential to be better than me, then they don't bat no eye at you. They try to ignore you to make you like, oh, they don't fuck with me, so I'm just gonna stop.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? And they do it in the masses a lot.
that's
But yeah, that's the first place I ever performed at.
and what was your performance? Was it like a in a showcase? Was it an open mic? Was it a
An
contest?
open mic.
Open mic.
Yeah.
So you had to pay $25 to go play at an open mic.
Yeah, but it was like a pretty popular place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was worth it to get your name
Oh
out
yeah. Most definitely worth it. It boosted my self-esteem a little bit that night for sure. Music wise, like it showed me like, okay, I can make music for real.
there.
People like it somewhat. Some people don't, but it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'll force them to feel me in the future, you know? And then yeah, that was pretty much it. Like it showed me that I could do this for real.
Okay. So how do you feel about pay to play? Like I know you did that in Florida because you felt that was worth it to
Mhm.
get your name out there. But like here or now that you're doing more and your name is out there, how do you feel about pay to play? I know artists have different opinions and different circumstances.
So when I first came out here, I mean, I hit up so many people. I mean, you know, I hit you up too as well.
Yeah.
I hit up so many people trying to see what opportunities there were out here.
Hmm.
And at first, there was like only a few places that offered like performing for free. And I was like, you know what? Nobody knows me. Let me get them to know me, let them hear me, and be like, oh, I actually fuck with them to the point where they'll want to either pay me or have me show up, you know? But as far as like pay to perform, it really depends on where I'm at because if it's just like opening up for somebody famous, at the end of the day, nobody's really going to be there to see the lower artist perform unless they come for specifically them. Yeah, they might like the song, but realistically, they're there for like Rod Wave or, you know, Fetty Wap or Future, you know what I'm saying? They're not there for the little artists that got to pay to get in there. So I try not to waste my money like that too much, but if the opportunity's there, I'll definitely do it.
Okay. Um, you just I lost my train of thought. It will come back. So I have some fun questions too in between all the other questions. So are you a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi guy? Oh, did your glass say Dr. Pepper?
It's a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, oh.
But
I have glasses on, but apparently I still can't see.
I like Coca-Cola when it's cold, but I hate it when it's warm or like
Okay.
room temperature or hot. But I feel like Pepsi, I can drink whatever temperature. So I'm gonna go with Pepsi for sure.
Okay. People seem to be either or, so I thought it would be fun to ask. Um, so fast forward, you are now successful. Your name is a household name. Everyone knows it. You know, there are no more financial worries or anything. How would you give back to your community?
Oh, that's so easy.
Oh, you're
So the
killing
first,
me here.
so the first thing I would do for real is definitely a lot of artist showcase, but I would make it more like have give people more of an initiative to actually go out there and perform in it. And it wouldn't even be like no main artist,
Mhm,
just a whole bunch of local artists. And for the most part, I would definitely get like parties where all these artists can meet. And I mean, any chance I could really get to give back, I feel like the best way to do it is to give people a light because that's something a lot of people need that don't get.
mhm,
Like there's so many artists out here that are way better than half the artists that are famous, but they don't get that light, you know? So
mhm.
that's something I would definitely do is shine a light on a lot of people.
Wow, wow, this is very generous. Um,
Maybe.
who does your hair? That
So
one photo of you that I put in the video today. It's the back of you. So yeah, who does your hair?
the pictures that you used, I actually do my hair like that. I started my locks like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Maybe a little earlier than that. But I had some girl part my hair and then I just locked my hair up.
Mm.
And for the most part, shout out to can't think of her name right away right now. But
Oh.
shout out to her because she doesn't take any new customers
Hmm.
anymore. But she be holding it down for real, making sure I'm blessed. But as far as like designs, anytime you see like two strand twists like I got in right now,
Hmm.
or you ever see any like braids, most of the time it's me doing it.
Huh? Impressive.
It's terrible. I hate it.
You-
I hate doing it. Like my arms sitting up like this for like
uh,
30 to
yeah,
40 minutes.
yeah.
Terrible.
My daughters are older, but they have a ton of hair. And when I say like it was like a solid day of hair, you know, doing their hair, French braiding it or whatever I was doing. Yeah, it was like a whole day.
Like carpal tunnel waiting to show up.
Yeah, and then I would have to do mine, and yeah, sitting back there and
Hmm.
everything. I'm like,
So you know exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I do know. Um, are you able to see the comments, or am I the only
Yeah,
one?
yeah, I'm able to swim.
Okay, okay, good. Um, so what's a fun fact about you? Or no, 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 wait. Okay, Leah, let's do that. What's a fun fact about you first?
I'm like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, but like I'm like the craziest person you'll ever meet at the same time.
Oh,
Like from like the immediate jump, I'm everybody that knows me will tell you I'm the nicest until like you give me a reason not to be, and then they're like, "Where the fuck did psycho come from?" Type shit.
all right. And what's a fun fact in life that you know? You know that you're sitting at a party or get together or whatever, and someone says something, you're like, oh, I know that answer.
I
You
can't
could
say
say,
that. I can't say that one, but I need a second to think for
okay,
fill my head with something else real quick. um, honestly, I'm not too sure. We might have to come back to that one. I need to think on that one a little bit because that. Hmm.
finally, I stumped you.
Hmm.
All right, so I'll give you an easy one while you're thinking about that. Um, what do you have any upcoming shows?
Yeah, I got I'm not too sure on the event name or the event placement for this Saturday. I know I'm supposed to go to the Millville Festival to like support a few people. I almost got into it, but it was too late. Um, but there's a show after that my people's by the way, let's take a second. Shout out to MDMA, Our Soul, De-Datification, Malik Long, and everybody else because they've been helping me out behind the scenes a
Oh,
lot. Like a
they're
lot.
fantastic.
They're great people. Like
Yes.
it's not at this point. I don't even feel like it's a group. I feel like it's more of a family. Because the first moment I walked in, everybody greeted me like they knew me for
Yeah.
the past 20 years, and you know I really can't thank them enough. But they're the reason I'm going to perform at this event on Saturday, and then I
Okay.
got an event on the 4th of July. Shout out to I'm Lolo, great person. I met him the night I did Pittsburgh's Got Talent. Great
Okay.
person. He actually hit me up randomly and was like, "You want to perform?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let me know like what's the detail." And he's like, "I got you. Send me a picture. I can make a flyer for it." I was like, "I got you. I got you." And we set that up. And I believe it's like I forgot the name of the bar, but it's like some type of Mexican restaurant. It's a good restaurant though. Great restaurant. I've been there one time. I just don't know too much about it.
Oh,
Uh,
um, Insomnia.
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that is a good
Yeah.
place.
I got a performance there on the 4th of July, and then on July 12th at the Forge, we got this huge event. It's called Pass the Mic. I don't want to talk too
Oh
much
yeah.
about it and spoil it, but we got like something real nice planned for everybody that shows up. Like when I tell you, I'm bringing like myself at least 50 people to the door, at
No,
least. We're bringing the energy, we're bringing the vibes, anything you can think of. We're gonna have a good time, and that's on the 12th of July at the Forge.
okay.
I'm super excited for that, and there's another event I believe in August. I forgot what day, but shout out to Pretty Panda and VSOP, and also Planet Euphoria because
Yeah.
I believe you know that's their label that they're under. I'm not too sure, but I see them like well connected for the most part. And she's the one I believe that's setting everything up. And she was like, "Hey, you know, who do you think we should have perform?" So I just posted the post on my story, and I was like, "Y'all let them know if I should turn it up." Quite a few people commented my name and was like, "Yo, this is the person." So then she ended up. I don't know if she reached out to me or if I reached out to
Hmm.
her, but we got that set up. I'm not too sure as far as full information on that. As time goes by, I'll announce more and post a flyer and stuff like that.
Okay.
But besides that, every Monday I try to perform at Mr. Smalls.
The
It's
open mic.
good. Yeah, it's good crowd work, good practice, you know what I mean? And the people out there are so forgiving for any mistakes or, giving in general for like applauding, giving love. Great people that, just last Monday, yesterday, I performed with the live band behind
Hmm.
me. Went so great. I actually have a video on my phone. I'm supposed to post it later today.
Okay.
I'm excited
Yeah,
about
I'd like to
that.
see that. Yeah, that I love open mics, and I always try and get my artists to go to open mics when they can, because same thing. We went to one at the Forge. It was a few months back,
Yeah, I think I
and
was supposed to be there. I'm sorry I didn't make it, by the
oh
way.
no, not
I
that.
had a lot of them.
Oh, that's fine. Oh no, this one was like months before that, and one of my artists, OT Arte,
I've
he
heard
per-
about them.
yeah, he's great. He performed with the jam band that was there. He performed his song, and they, did the background.
That's
It
cool.
was so awesome, and he looked like a pro, right? And when he got off stage, he's like, "That was so much fun," and he's like, "I've never done that before." I'm like, "Oh, well, you certainly couldn't tell that that was your
Yeah,
first time." So
bro.
I like mixing genres together like that.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like without the backing track and the actual band playing, it makes them feel it. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like it's something about it. It gives people that the actual bass thumping through their chest. You know what I mean? They feel everything. And I think it's a great opportunity for people to actually hear the music.
I do too. Um, and the shows that I do, I always like to try and incorporate different genres into it,
Hmm.
because I kind of figure that, people are going to come to see who they want to see, but then they're also music lovers. So they're going to most likely, I hope, enjoy what else is also there.
That's a great idea too, by the way, because I feel like, like you said, they don't come for that specific genre, but they end up hearing it. And next thing you know, whether they're an artist or a consumer, they either get an idea from that, and then that stems into like a new melody for them and their
Hmm.
music. Or as a consumer, you know, they're like, I never listened to this music before, but I actually like this song. Like, let me go up to them and ask them what the song is called. You know what I mean?
Yep. Um, that's how. So Malik and D Daddification have been in the last few shows. So yeah, I know them really well. So you are with a good group of people for sure.
Oh yeah, shout out to them, big
Yeah,
time.
yeah, and they're fun. Malik's interview, I asked him how many hats he had, because I felt like he must have had,
That's a good
right?
question.
I forget what the number was. It was, well, he's on here now. I think he's still on here. But yeah, I asked him about. I'm like, you must have like 100 hats, and a photographer like right with him,
I tell you
because he
what.
always has the greatest pictures, right?
That man can
Yeah,
dress. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah.
That man got swag. I came up to him the one night. I was like, I might need you as a stylist for real whenever I want to dress fancy, because like it's something about it, bro. Like I don't know where he's getting the fits from. I don't know where he's coming up with it, but it's so smooth.
I know.
It's crazy.
You imagine opening up his closet and being like,
It's a smorgasbord.
yeah. So did you think of your answer yet? No.
I know centipedes got like 1,000 legs, right?
Okay, that's a fun fact.
You know what I'm saying? That's the closest one I could think of.
Yeah. Um, that's a good fun fact. So how can people find you? Like, social media, Spotify, like, where are you?
So for the most part, all caps, KGVSUNIVERSE, real simple. But I feel like some people will read it and be like, KG Sunverse. What? And I've had so many people mispronounce it, and I think I need to figure out a better way to put it. But at the same time, I feel like at first people might have a trouble with it. 2, 3 years from now, everybody's gonna know how to say it right without any hesitation.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change. the look of it at all. People will figure it out, or they'll hear it enough. They'll know.
I
Um,
but yeah, KG versus Universe on all platforms. Anything you
okay,
can type music on, I'm on it.
okay. YouTube
Yeah.
as well.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't get a chance to look on YouTube, but do you have any videos out?
I don't have a music video out, but I have like a visual. Like when there's like a song popping and then somebody will put a bunch of different clips together and then
Yeah.
mash it into one video and loop it over and over. I
Hmm.
got one of those.
Okay.
But I'm supposed to be filming a music video, I believe, on I don't remember the day to be honest, but it's coming soon, very soon.
Nice. What is your favorite song of yours that you've made so far?
As far as what I got out, this song called Delusional, it's kind of crazy how the whole idea even started for real with that song
Hmm.
because I had like this little crush on some random woman I met off of Tinder. That's the funny part. Like, I was just like, let me meet new people. So I downloaded
Hmm.
Tinder, like just to meet new people. And me and her ended up coming across each other. And I'm like, well, let's hang out. We hung out a few times. And then one night we went to the club. And I just remember having the best time. And for some reason, I could re-see the night over and over again.
Hmm.
So the next day after that Sunday, I just had the random idea I want to make a song and record it. So then, you know, I don't normally write. I'll write sometimes to kind of like build the habit of it, just in case I have to if I can't freestyle one night. But for the
Hmm.
most part, I punch in all my songs. All my songs, I always punch in. And I remember I always, when I record, I always turn the lights off and I kind of just try to get into a meditative state. Lets my
Hmm.
brain flow a little easier. And I remember closing my eyes and seeing her. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I didn't know. It was weird. Like, I just remember seeing her. And then I played the beat and it was like natural. It was so natural. It's called Delusional.
Hmm.
It, the song is so amazing. I can't even just like front for real. Like it sounds like a mix of Kurt Cobain and like I've been told Kevin Gates and Drake a little bit. It's got the old 2000s, like the early 2000s vibe for sure. Like the song "Drink in My Cup."
Hmm.
It's got that type of vibe. I at least I get told a lot, and when they tell me, I listen to it, and I'm like, it kind of do sound like that for real. But my favorite song overall, it's unreleased right now. It's called "All Eyes," and then like in parentheses, "On Me."
Hmm.
I can't wait to drop that this summer because nobody knows I have it, and it's like one of the best up tempo songs ever. Like it's the best song to perform. Like I just can't wait to hear people screaming it for real.
Okay. Well, don't leave us all hanging. What happened with the woman?
Uh, I hung out with her that night, right?
Uh,
Sunday, I made the song. I sent it to her. She's like, "Oh, I like it a lot. I like it a lot." But I sent it out to a whole bunch of people,
hmm.
a whole bunch of other women too, and they were like, "Is this about me?" And I was just like, "Yeah." I'm like, "But if you listen to the lyrics, it's literally my point of view of everything that happened that night." But after I made the song, we kind of like not fell out, but we just slowly dissipated from each other. But yeah,
That's a nice.
we're cool friends though. Like we're friends. We just, you know what I'm saying?
That's it. Yeah. All right. All right. Um. So, what is the and the reason why I came up with this question? What is a random thing that you have in your house that seems kind of silly or dumb to other people, but you're like, oh, you already have your answer. What is it?
So with context, it's just a normal skeleton. But in the house and throughout like the front porch of my house and like throughout just the whole house in general on the outside, I have a skeleton that I'll set up in like random positions. But recently, because we have showings at this house because I'm about to go to a new
Mhm.
house. We've been setting it up in funny ways. So when they have showings, they're like, "What the fuck is that? Like, why they got it bent over like that?" You know what I'm saying? I also posted a picture on my Instagram, and I was like, "It's only gonna be up for 24 hours. Screenshot it while you can." And it's a funny picture. I'm sure it'll resurface around for sure.
Well, see, that was funny. I always wanted one of those really tall skeletons that's like as tall as the house.
I know you're talking about like the 12 feet, almost
Yes,
15 feet one. Yep.
and make them like a year. brown skeleton, heart for all the holidays. I think that would
Yeah,
be fun. Um, so I don't have too much else, but what are some words of advice you wish you had been given?
just do it for real. Stop being scared. You know, you learn and progress the most when you're out of your comfort zone. And I feel like starting out, I was inconsistent. I would build a little buzz and be like, oh, yeah, this is fun. I'm not going to take it serious, though, and just let it
Mm,
fall every time. Build a buzz, let it fall. Build a buzz, let it fall. And I would say just stop being scared, do it, get out there and be consistent. Because no matter, you know, at first, if you're putting out bad quality, it's gonna eventually buff out and then be better and better. My first song I ever made was terrible, and I'm being so real. Like it was so terrible, but I had people around me telling me, "Oh, this is fire," and I was like, "Huh, okay," and that made me a little bit more consistent, which ended up me like producing better quality.
okay. And what words of advice would you now give somebody?
Mm. Come up with the goal of how many songs you want to make a month, and exceed that goal as much as you can every month. Make at least one more song. And also, if anybody has any questions, put some questions in.
Yeah, you can
It'd
ask
be very helpful.
anything. He has answers for everything, it seems.
I
In
honestly
a good
wasn't
way, in
prepared
a
for
good
this.
way. Um, so yeah, this has been great. I'm glad we finally got to, well, sort of meet face to face.
Yeah, close enough so far.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and I know we'll be talking more
Oh yeah, most definitely.
for sure. Um, but guys or ladies, whoever's on here, if you want to ask them any questions, feel free to ask them now because I have to go pick up my daughter in about half an hour, I think.
Also, I want to take the time to shout out the
Yeah.
radio, the radio station that you got going on.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like a lot of people want to be famous, but they don't want to just, hey, can you do this for me?
Hmm.
I feel like anybody seeing this right now or in the future, just reach out and try it. Like hit her up, put a song or two in. You never know. It could end up being the reason you blow up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And like I said, shout out any genre. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be what poetry, right?
it could be right. Any genre of music. It could be poetry. If you have poetry, you can send audio clips. I'll put my email address here in the comments. You can send audio clips of the poetry. If you have a book, you're an author, and you want to do a few readings, send audio clips over. If you have shows coming up, sorry, I'm trying to type
Oh, you're
and
good.
talk.
You're good.
Um, if you have shows coming up, you can email me about, what you want to advertise, and I can run it for a month or more, and it'll just rotate through the music, the comedy, it'll just rotate with everything.
Somebody ask a random question. It doesn't matter what it is. Also, I wanted to take the time to shout out a few people. It's gonna pause for a second because I gotta look at my
Okay.
notes.
Okay, so while he is paused, I put my email address down in the bottom. And if you yourselves don't have anything to send, you can pass that email address along. The When he comes back, we'll ask him how old he is. um, but you can pass around that email address and let people know or your friends know. And they don't have to just be in Pittsburgh; they can be anywhere. um, you can live, or you or they can live anywhere in the U.S. and they can just email the tracks or the audio clips to Robin at Rising Star Talent Agency, and when I get it, I'll upload it to the radio station, and then I'll shoot you a little email back. Oh, okay. I'll shoot you a little email back. There we go. To let you know that it was uploaded, and it launches on Friday. I'm excited. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. He should be back in here in a second. I just sent him a request. So there. Oh, okay. Hang on a second.
My
There
bad,
we go.
my bad. Technical difficulties. All right, so I wanted to take a second to thank a lot of people that have supported me that I've met along the line. Like I said, Slim Hunchy, MDMA as a whole, everybody out there, amazing. Uh, Definitely Mark the Bull because I seen him doing raps and things, and when I first came here, I think it was either the 12th or the 13th time they did it, and I know he's busy, so like as far as like reaching out to him, I'm sure it's probably pretty difficult because I've reached out to him a couple of times and I've gotten a couple of responses, but not too much. But I'm definitely trying to work with him for sure, any given chance. Shout out to the promoters that be posting everything like Pittsburgh's music, PBG or PGH events.
Oh yeah,
Um,
they're great.
Amazing. Like anytime I need anything reposted, I don't even have to beg or anything. I'm just like, yo, I got this, and they're like, send me it now.
Yep.
Thank you. And then uh like I said, Pretty Panda, V Sotmer, Plenty Euphoria for sure. Cause I seen they got some really good artists for sure.
Planet Euphoria.
And
Yeah, they do.
really, really like Be More the ET.
Yep.
That man can sing for sure. He definitely got his own little swag. I peeped that for sure.
Hmm.
Um, Shout out to everybody that's been supporting me. Most importantly, it's like you know, I believe in this thing. Give 10% to the 90% that won't fuck with you, and give 90% to the 10% of people that support you for real.
Hmm.
And everybody that supports me, it really does mean so much to me. It's almost like when you're trying to get your mom's attention, you're like, Mom, 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 and then she's finally like, Yeah. It's like, Hey, what's
Yeah,
up? I got a question. So it's like
that's how I feel
it's,
when venues get back to me.
that's what I'm saying. So you know exactly how I feel. Like it
I
means the
do.
world to me. And there's so many people. I actually have them in the highlights on my Instagram, and I gotta add more because I've met more people. But there's a whole list of everybody that has supported me from the day one to this point, and I got everybody's name in my phone on my notes
Nice.
because I know each and every one of these people have a dream that they may not talk about, but when I get the platform, I'm making sure everybody that's been supporting me, that's in my notes, is gonna have it their way most definitely.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's what they truly deserve because it's like you see a lot of artists don't get that support because, for instance, let's say somebody makes merch, right? Like a upcoming artist, nobody too famous. They probably got 200 followers, but they're trying to build, right? So they make merch. Buy my merch, and it has their name on it. A lot of people won't buy that just because it has their name on it, and somebody's gonna walk up to them and be like, "Yo, who's that?" And they're gonna be like, "Oh, fuck, I'm supporting somebody that's not famous." Like they're gonna be like, "Oh, I can't support them because they're not gonna." You know what I'm saying? They're not Young Thug. They're not Rich Homie Quan. Rest in peace to him, by the way. But I've learned that the people that don't care to as well are the most people, or the people you have to pay attention to most because they will sit there and support you if nobody does. They'll be in an empty room with just four of them watching
Yeah.
you on stage. It's ridiculous. And that's why I also, when I make merch, I don't really put my name on it. I put like a little logo or like a design that sticks with
Hmm.
me. So that way, when someone's buying it, they don't have to worry about that weird confrontation. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
could support me fully and be like, "Oh, this is just a jacket I bought off of so and so," you know. And yeah, shout out to like I said, shout out to everybody. Also, shout out to you for this platform because that means a lot for real. Like
Oh, thank you.
when I seen that it was like fairly easy to get a hold of you and get this interview, that shit meant so much to me because it's
Oh, thank you.
like I said, a lot of the Pittsburgh scene that I've seen so far, a lot of people they just don't support, and I don't understand. Like it's
Very unresponsive.
ridiculous.
I don't know why. I haven't figured out. We do have a couple questions. Someone wanted to know your age.
So I'm 24 right now.
Okay.
25 in November on the
Okay.
27th.
And then someone said, who would you say is your top inspiration in music? And if it's too hard to pick one, give me top three. Mine is Cuddy.
So you'll hear it big time in one of my songs called MIA. Big time. Travis Scott for sure. Travis Scott is definitely like got a hold on me. Like ever since I heard his music, I remember hearing Birds in the Trap sing McKnight.
Hmm.
I just remember I was on probation at the time and I wasn't allowed to smoke, but I was still like smoking anyway. And I just remember hearing that for the first time in a car with the perfect bass. Like a few songs, I remember the actual song, Birds in the Trap, sing by McKnight, with him and Kid Cudi, crazy. Blues, amazing. There's so many other songs. The whole album is just amazing. But that's one of my biggest inspirations. My second would definitely be Young Thug. My third would be Gunna, and I got two more for sure. I feel like Ti was a big one because I remember just singing 24s and whatever you like
Oh,
daily, every single day.
okay.
And then my last inspiration, as crazy as it sounds, and I know this sounds so wild, Blink 182. My mom used to listen to them a lot, and their melodies, like the way they work, their music is very talented for sure. Like it seems like they're not trying, but it's almost like when you record with auto tune, you have to purposely sing out of tune. Like if you listen to it, like just if you're recording somebody and they're recording and you don't hear the beat, you don't hear none of the effects, and you hear them sing. A lot of the times people will try to sing normally and then let the auto tune work, but the people who know, if you know how to sing out of key on purpose, you can work that auto tune so
Oh
crazy, and
my
that's
God.
what Travis Scott.
That means I could be an artist
Oh yeah,
because I cannot sing.
no, I don't say that. Anybody can sing. Just throw a little
uh,
humanizer on there.
de-dedification isn't in here, but our last show, we had some sound issues, but we got it all worked out. But anyways, while we were trying to figure out the sound issues, he was the first artist to sing. So it was him, myself, the DJ, and somebody from the Forge, all up on stage,
Hmm.
trying to figure it out. And I said to him, because he was the one holding the mic, I whispered, I'm like, tell the audience we're having technical difficulties and we'll be back. He's like, you tell them. I'm like, you're standing there. Just tell them. And he's like, it's your show. I said, I could get up there and sing and keep everyone entertained, but honestly, no one wants to hear that. Just tell them. He's like, I gotcha. like, I'm like, yeah, I just like to be in the background and listen to
You got
everybody and
great
put
stage
everything together.
presence, as well as Iris. So I was at Mr. Smalls yesterday,
Hmm.
and we also performed with the live band. When I tell you, it was like they practiced it a million times. He was out there doing his thing, and I think he had a last second song change too.
Mm,
So for him to go out there and do what he did was like breathtaking. I'm like sitting there and watching him, like yeah, yeah, from the crowd, like doing his ad libs and stuff. Like it was amazing
yeah.
for real.
Um, I also am always impressed. My, you know, like I said, my girls are older, but when they were younger and they were in sports and they danced and everything, I always said, even if you mess up, just keep going.
Hmm.
Nobody's sitting out there or watching the game or whatever knows that you messed up. And if they do know you, who cares? Like, keep going through. So I always, you know, you know, I love it when I see artists, the sound goes out or you can, I can tell on their face like they missed something, but they keep going anyways.
Hmm.
I think that is, I think that is more impressive to see that than to have them stop and start over again or, just keep going.
That's something my grandma taught me when I was younger because I remember playing the piano and I would try to learn a certain song and I would mess up and be like, oh, I gotta restart again. She's like, no, just keep playing. If
Yep.
you mess up, who cares? Push the tempo button, let it keep going, and just do it anyway.
Yep.
And sure enough, that stuck with me, and I mean, I'm here now, you know.
Yeah. It's, um, yeah, I always think that's pretty impressive,
I appreciate
because,
that. That means a lot.
a lot of people, like if you mess up, you messed up, but does your audience know? No. Even if they know the song word for word, it's your liberty to change it while you're up on stage, right?
That and a lot of people are so in the moment they don't even
Yeah,
realize it.
exactly. All right. Well, does anybody else have any questions or is there anything you want to add?
It y'all do me a favor. Everybody, like I said, just come up with a random question. Everybody, one each at least. I need one question from everybody. And one of the final things I'll add before answering whoever asked the question. Um, I got a lot of music coming. Every month I'm dropping one song at least. This new song I got coming out on the 15th. It's more of like a slower song, and I told everybody I would release more club up tempo music, but I'm kind of holding off because I'm working on this little EP. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be like a early 2000s vibe, kind of like what I got released right now. The last song I released called Delusional, that song I was telling you about.
Okay.
Um, after I released this song that I got holding in this moment,
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple more songs that'll be middle ground as far as like it could be up tempo or low tempo depending on the part of the song. And then after that, straight up tempo, getting everybody hyped. I got so much that I'm working on right now as we speak, but I have so much complete as well. And that was one of the things I did before I started releasing music because I remember watching this video, Russ talking about how instead of depending on recording that one song a day, record as many as you can every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Build up a big amount of songs that you feel like is worthy of releasing, and then release them one at a time.
Okay.
So for everybody that is hearing this, that's an artist, take what I'm saying with like so much, like the whole beats. Forget the grain of sand. Take it with the whole beats because I'm telling you right now, like just people seeing your consistency will make them believe in you. At first, they see you working out and you're skinny, they're gonna be like, "Look at this fucking guy. What is he doing in here? He's small." And then 5 months later, because they see you're consistent, they eventually notice, oh damn, he's actually trying. He's getting stronger. He's getting visibly bigger. You know what I'm saying? And that correlates with everything, in my opinion.
um, J Lemons 33. What's your best tool for personal motivation?
So I live right by Grandview. Until you know what that is. The
Yep.
Grandview. What I'll do is come home from work, go to the gym, get home, make some food, take a shower, and then I'll go up to Grandview and just stare at the city and smoke and think about my life. And for the most part, a lot of it is consumed of music. So I think of how I'm gonna do certain things and how it's gonna correlate to my future and in a positive manner.
Okay.
Also,
Uh,
before I get too deep, I've been seeing these people. I think his name is Off White, I think.
Say
But
it again.
his name's Ryan, I'm pretty sure. I know him. I don't know him personally, but I know of him through a mutual connection. And she happens to like work right by where I live, and that's how I met her. And I'm really trying to get a hold of him or
Mm-hmm.
like meet him because I see what he's doing. Like, he's making events and stuff like that. And I'm not just trying to like get exposure, but at the same time, I feel like I could possibly help. You know what I mean? Whether that's bringing in more people or bringing in other artists that they don't know that I do, you know? And I feel like they definitely got a good little set list with how many people they have.
Mhm.
But I feel like, if they're able to mix it up here and there instead of the same people every time, that'd be amazing. I would very much be honored if, I got in contact with him more and was able to actually perform at one of those events because I would open the door right behind me for 15 to 20 more people.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? Is making connections.
Oh yeah, most stuff.
Because at some point, even just saying hi, making that connection,
Hmm.
it's especially Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is not that big. So,
It's pretty decent though. I like the way everything is going because I've noticed a lot of opportunities just blooming out of
oh, there
nowhere.
are opportunities, but like as far as like a city, like it's not like this humongous city. So people will crisscross,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
I see what you
crisscross a
mean.
lot of places.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, what else? Well, if you can't see by my messages, I'm talking to my one daughter, asking her to check with my other one to see if she's almost done.
Hmm.
So I am going to have to wrap it up, but this has been a great, very interactive interview. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I hope you see it as serious as I feel. Like
Yeah.
see me as serious as I feel. Because I'm, you know, I'm gonna be delusional until it's reality. I'm gonna be honest with you.
See, now
Every
every
day.
time I hear that song, I'm going to think about that woman from Tinder. But that's a good story, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how that just sparked out of nowhere for
Yeah.
real. Like, yeah.
Um, this video, I'll do it when I get back. I'll post it on Instagram and I'll also post it on TikTok and my Rising Star Talent Agency book page on Facebook. So for those of you that are in here, obviously you know my Instagram. It's the same on Facebook and on TikTok. It's Rising Star PGH, and I post a lot of stuff on there too. Um, so this is where your interview will be posted everywhere.
That's
Um,
dope. That's dope.
Probably within the next like half an hour to hour. And then I'm not sure, and I meant to ask the other two since I just started doing the podcast basically on
Hmm.
here now. Um, are you, if you're not able to download the interview yourself, let me know and I can send it to you.
Okay, okay,
Um, and based on your answer, then I'll know that I need to send it to the other two as
okay.
well.
That sounds
Kind of
good.
play up there.
Before we wrap it up,
Mhm.
thank you everybody that came out. I appreciate that. That means so much. And also, before shout out Ozilla. I think he's your next interview, Mr. Bender Over or something like. I forgot how to say his name exactly,
Oh,
but that's his
yeah,
IG. I know that.
yeah.
And then
Interviewing next week.
shout out Luna. I don't know if you know who that is. He's a fairly talented artist. I met him at the open mic, or no, it was actually Pat. No, I don't remember exactly the name of the event, but it was at this event in Culture Kitchen,
Okay.
and all great artists. T Dot as well. I know you see this. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody for real. I really appreciate it. If I didn't say your name, don't feel no type of way. I just got bad memory. You know what I'm saying?
I plan on making one of those open mics at Mr. Smalls pretty soon.
You definitely
Uh,
should. It's amazing.
okay. So my oldest said my youngest is done. So I got to wrap it up. But this has been a lot of fun. And
Wait, wait,
I
wait. One
definitely,
more thing.
yep.
The 6 degrees of hip hop.
Okay.
I
So super quick, everybody. 6 Degrees of Hip Hop is still going to happen. I canceled the show for Saturday because of the Millvale Music Festival. Turns out a lot of my artists that were in the show are also in the Millvale Music Festival, which is very exciting for
Yeah,
them.
that was
I
dope.
mean, super exciting. And they were still wanting to do the 6 Degrees of Hip Hop show. And I'm like, there is no way that is going to be a smooth show. Everyone is at a different venue. Everyone is at a different time. I'm like, I'm canceling it. So canceling it as in it's postponed. So I am rescheduling it. I'm going to rebook it, and it's going to have a little bit of a different spin. Oh, which brings me to my next thing. If you ever want discounted tickets, you can either go to my website, um, and click on the star in the left hand corner, top left hand corner, and it's called Secret Star, and that will get you. You'll get announcements to shows first before it goes on any social media, and you can get discounted tickets through that sign up.
If I get the opportunity to perform at 6 Degrees
Yeah,
of Hip Hop,
yeah,
I'm gonna let you down, and I'll pack that whole building if I can.
yeah. Like I said, I'm putting a little bit of a different twist on it because it's summertime and everything, and you'll like it. So I will definitely be
I'm
talking to
excited.
you.
I'm really looking forward to it. You have a blessed day. Thank you so much for the platform. It means a lot to me for real.
Absolutely, and we'll do this again.
Most
Absolutely,
definitely.
sure.
A good few months from now, I feel like I'm excited to see the progress for sure.
All right, thank you.
All right, you have a blessed day.
You too. Bye, everybody.